everyone, and welcome back to Tech Support Monday. Last week, we shared a few fast tips on how to take better photos with your smartphone. Today, we're going deeper and breaking it all down in a way that's easy to follow. No extra apps, no complicated jargon. Whether you've got an iPhone or Android, by the end of this video, you'll know how to take sharper, better lit photos and even do some basic editing right on your phone. Let's get started. The first and easiest thing you can do to instantly improve your photos, clean your lens. Seriously, our phones sit in our pockets, purses, and hands all day. That little camera lens on the back, it gets smudged and dusty fast. A quick wipe with a soft cloth or even the corner of your shirt can clear up hazy, blurry photos right away. And here's a bonus tip. If your camera app has been open for a while, close it and reopen it. Sometimes the camera slows down or has trouble focusing if it's been running too long. And if things still feel off, a full restart of your phone can actually refresh how your camera works. Now, let's talk about framing your shots. This is how you make a photo go from meh to wow without needing any fancy equipment. First, go into your camera settings and turn on grid lines. On iPhone, that's under Settings, Camera, Grid. On most Android phones, just open up the camera app and tap the gear icon for settings and look for Grid or Assistive Grid. These lines break your screen into thirds, which helps with something called the rule of thirds, a basic trick photographers use to make pictures look more natural and balanced. Try placing your subject along one of these grid lines instead of the dead center. It'll make your shots look instantly better. Also, don't use digital zoom. It lowers the quality of your photo. If you want to get closer, try walking towards the subject instead of pinching the screen. And here's another pro tip. Look for the leading lines, things like sidewalks, fences, or hallways that draw the eye towards your subject. It adds depth and makes your image much more interesting. Oh, and don't be afraid to take multiple shots from different angles. You can always delete the bad ones later. One of the easiest ways to improve your photos is by manually setting the focus and brightness. Before you take the shot, tap on your subject. This tells your camera what to focus on. If you're using an iPhone, press and hold after you tap to lock the focus on the brightest pen place. You'll see AE/AF lock pop up on the screen. This is super helpful if you're taking multiple shots of something that's moving. On Android, it varies by model, but usually a long press on the subject will do the same thing, lock and focus the exposure. You can also adjust the brightness right then and there. On iPhone, just swipe up and down after you tap to focus. On Android, you'll usually see a little sun icon or slider that lets you brighten or darken an image before you take a snap. And if you're trying to capture something that's moving, like a pet or a child, use burst mode. On iPhone, hold the shutter and drag it to the left, or take a burst of shots. On Android phones, just hold down the shutter button and it'll take several photos in a row. This gives you more chances to get the perfect shot. Now let's go a little deeper with some helpful hidden settings that can make your smartphone camera work even better, whether you're on iPhone or Android. Let's start with iPhone. There's a setting called Mirror Front Camera that flips your selfie so it looks the way you saw it on the screen. No more weird mirrored images. You can find this by going into Settings, Camera, Mirror Front Camera. If you ever get frustrated that your camera keeps resetting every time you open it, turn on Preserve Settings. This lets your iPhone remember if you use portrait mode or a filter, so you don't have to turn on every time. You'll find this under Settings, Camera, Preserve Settings. There's also a setting called HDR, or High Dynamic Range. When it's turned on, it helps balance bright and dark parts of your photos, so things don't look too blown out or too shadowy. Your iPhone will often do this automatically, but you can check the HDR is on in your camera settings as well. Now, for Android users. Some Android phones have something called Scene Optimizer, or AI mode. This will automatically adjust your photo settings based on what you're shooting, like food, landscapes, or people. If you see this option, turn it on. It usually improves photo quality with no extra effort. If you want more control, try Pro mode. You don't have to understand every option, but even just adjusting brightness or white balance can help with tricky lighting. Look for Pro in the camera modes list. On Samsung phones, you might find a setting called Shot Suggestion. It gives you a little guide on how to frame your photo better. It's a great tool if you're unsure about how to position your shot. And here's one more tip. You can usually take a photo by pressing your volume button, not the touchscreen. This helps if your hands shake while you're trying to hit the shutter button. Lighting can make or break a photo. Seriously, it's one of the biggest things people overlook. First, natural light is your best friend. If you're indoors, try standing near a window to light your face or the subject. It gives you a soft, even light that looks much better than overhead bulbs. If you're outdoors, the best time to take pictures is in the early morning or late afternoon. That's what photographers call the golden hour. The sunlight is softer and gives everything a warm, natural glow. Avoid using the flash if you can. Flash often creates harsh shadows that can wash people out. If you need more light, try holding a white sheet of paper or even a napkin to bounce light back onto your subject. It sounds silly, but it works. At night or in low light, hold your phone steady and give it a second to adjust before you take a shot. Phones take in more light while you hold still, and it helps you avoid grainy or blurry pictures. Now let's talk about editing. And don't worry, you don't need to download anything new. Your phone already has all the tools you need for basic photo and video editing. On iPhone, open a photo and tap Edit in the top right corner. You'll see options to adjust things like brightness, contrast, sharpness, and shadows using simple sliders. You can also press Auto to let your phone enhance the image for you. It's usually pretty good as a starting point. There's also a whole section for filters, too. These are great for changing the mood of a photo without going overboard. And if your photo is a little crooked or needs trimming, you can rotate or crop or straighten it right in the same menu. For video, open a clip and tap Edit. You can trim the beginning or end, crop the frame, and even adjust lighting and color, just like photos. Android users, you can do all this in the Google Photos app. Open the photo, tap the edit icon, and that looks like a pencil, and start with the Suggestions tab. It offers one-tap fixes. From there, go into Adjust tab to control brightness, contrast, warmth, and sharpness manually. You'll also find filters to help stylize your photos quickly. You can crop and rotate in the Crop tab, and if you're editing video, Google Photos let you trim and even stabilize shaky clips with just a few taps. There's one more thing you should know. AI tools are starting to show up right inside your phone's photo and video apps, especially if you've got a newer device from Apple, Samsung, or Google. On the latest iPhones, Apple is introducing AI features in the Photos app that can recognize objects, clean up backgrounds, even help you find specific people, pets, locations, just by typing a few keywords. They're also working on AI-based photo cleanup, like removing unwanted reflections or background distractions. Samsung phones like the Galaxy S24 now include Photo Assist, which uses AI to help you move people in a photo, fill in missing backgrounds, and remove unwanted objects. Kind of like magic, but all built right into the Gallery app. And on Google Pixel phones, you already have Magic Eraser and Best Take. Magic Eraser lets you highlight and delete things like photo bombers or random objects. Best Take helps you combine the best parts of multiple group photos, like swapping in someone's smile if they blinked in one shot. These tools are getting smarter and easier to use, and you don't need to be an expert to take advantage of them. If you're not sure whether your phone has these features yet, try updating your apps and checking the editing tools next time you open a photo. You might be surprised what you already have. To wrap up, here's a few more quick tips to help you get the perfect shot. If your phone has portrait mode, give it a try. It's designed to blur the background while keeping your subject in sharp focus, which makes your photos look more professional. When taking a photo, hold your camera with both hands or lean against something steady like a wall or table. It helps reduce camera shake and keeps your shot crisp. Don't settle on the first photo. Take a few from different angles or heights. Move around a little. You'll often discover that one looks way better than the others. If the background behind your subject is messy or distracting, try changing the angle or moving to a cleaner spot. A simple background helps the subject stand out more. And finally, practice really does help. The more you play with your camera, the better you'll get. And now you've got some great tools to work with. I took a bunch of photos at the concert and they came out super blurry. Any way to fix that after the fact? Unfortunately, once a photo is really blurry, there's no perfect fix. You can improve it slightly, try increasing the sharpness or contrast in your editing app. Some Android phones also have a remaster or enhance button that uses AI to clean it up a bit. My phone always flips selfies. How do I stop that from happening? On iPhone, go to Settings, Camera, Mirror Front Camera to stop selfies from flipping after you take them. On Samsung phones, open the Camera app and tap the gear icon and toggle on Selfies as Preview. It'll help keep your selfies facing the way you saw them on screen. Is there a way to make my phone take pictures faster? There's a delay when I tap the shutter. Yes, that delay usually happens when your phone is trying to focus on a low light process or complicated scene. Try tapping the focus before you hit the shutter, and make sure you're not using features like wide photo or HDR if you don't need them. They can slow things down. How do I back up all my edited photos so I don't lose them? The easiest way is to turn on Cloud Backup. On iPhone, go to Settings, Photos, and make sure iCloud Photos is on. On Android, open the Google Photos app and tap your profile picture to check Backup is turned on. All edits get saved to the cloud too. What's the difference between using my regular camera and portrait mode? I don't really get it. Great question. Portrait mode creates a soft blur behind your subject, which makes the person or object you're focusing on really stand out. It's best for photos of people or pets, and it gives it that professional look without needing special equipment. Can I edit photos that were taken a long time ago or only new ones? You can edit any photo in your phone's gallery app, no matter how old it is. Just tap on the photo and hit edit, or the little pencil icon on Android. Everything from 5 years ago to 5 minutes ago is fair game. My fingers are shaky. How can I take a photo without touching the screen? Most phones let you use the volume button to take a picture, which can help you hold the phone steadier. Or you can use a timer. Look for a clock icon in the camera app to delay the shot by 3 or 10 seconds, giving you time to stabilize the photo before it snaps. On crime shows, they always zoom way in to make blurry photos super clear. Why can't I do that on my phone? That's a classic Hollywood trick. In real life, zooming in digitally actually removes detail, not adds it. Phones just stretch the image, which makes it blurrier. If you want a cleaner shot, try getting closer instead of zooming. It'll keep the photo sharp and detailed. And that's it. You just learned how to take better photos, adjust lighting and focus, and even do some basic editing, all from your smartphone without downloading a single extra app. You don't need to be a professional photographer or tech expert to get amazing results. With just a little practice and a few of these easy tools, your photos and videos can start looking cleaner, brighter, and more polished, whether you're capturing memories or creating content for your business. Got a question about something we covered or something we didn't? Leave it in the comments. We'll be picking up a few of your questions to answer in next Monday's video, where we'll dive deeper into some new tools and tricks you asked about. And remember, whether it's mastering a phone or building a website that actually works for you, we're here to make it simple. Visit 123mapwebsites.com for easy, stress-free tech support and web design solutions. Thanks for watching, and keep snapping.